But we have one last comment. It's the guy we talked about just a moment ago.
I was about to say.
Aaron Rodgers reached out to the Giants. Somebody does want to be a Giant.
They love us.
And
they really do love us.
this is from Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk. He said, it's a surprising twist to say the least. Currently, the Giants are not objectively good. They could end up being better in 2025 than they were in 2024, and Rodgers could help them get there. Playing for the Giants also could result in Rodgers not having to move. It's unclear whether the Giants would be interested in Rodgers. Yes, he could be better than other options they'll have, especially if he'll take less cash in order to stick it out a little bit, stick it a little bit to the Jets, who didn't want to keep him. But Giants fans who witnessed his 2 years with the other team in town might not be interested in signing up for a year or two with a guy whose star is fading. Like I said, I just thought the whole thing is interesting. They're saying Rodgers literally reached out to the Giants, is what they said in the article. Now, here's my first thing. I don't know what kind of conversation can be had right now, because to the best of my knowledge, Aaron Rodgers is still technically a Jet. He has not officially been cut, and I've seen articles saying Giant Jets cut him on the day that they told him they're going to move on past him. But I've yet to see an actual legitimate article saying Jets formally put the paperwork through and cut Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
and if that's the case, he's still a Jet.
Once that being Jet, the case, you're a Jet forever.
When you're a Jet to the end. But here's the thing: is that you can't talk to players under contract without permission. Now, did the Jets give permission? Did the Giants have to do things very, very vague? I don't know. Was it hypothetical conversations, like that kind of thing? Like, hypothetically, if you were to come to New York, how much money would you want? Like I don't know. I don't know what conversations were had like that, and I'm not going to pretend to. But it's an interesting part of that, because if he's still under contract with the Jets and there's not permission from other teams to talk to him, that opens you up. That being said, it's like, I don't know. We're not going to get Stafford, I think.
No.
Based on the news you're hearing today, like I said, Stafford is already agreed to a contract framework with the Raiders, and the Raiders now talking to the Rams. And again, I don't think it's the right move for us anyway.
Yeah, we're better off.
Is it bad that the hesitation I have in this whole scenario is I'm sitting there saying, what if Rodgers got humbled in this scenario? Is that even in his blood? Is it even in his DNA? Because if you asked me that last year, I would say no. But the team went through a horrendous season. He got cut by the Jets. Okay, the Jets.
How the money has fallen.
Yeah, like that's bad. Like that's like the equivalent of not being able to pay a bill at the Dollar Tree. Like it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
So has it humbled him? Would he change? Would he respect Abel? Would he go into the season going, this is probably my last season because nobody else wanted me? Let me end it right.
Yeah, very well could be. Like people saw what happened the last 2 years with the Jets. He can't just go off and say, yeah, I'm Aaron Rodgers. But like, yeah, you're Aaron Rodgers that played for the Jets and did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
When all they needed was Super Bowl. And you were supposed to take him there.
Because let's be honest, Aaron Rodgers could teach anybody a whole bunch of stuff about being a quarterback.
But can he?
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you're going to sit there and tell, and this is, and it's funny because I say the same thing with Shedeur, saying that the interviews at the combine and all that he's going on right now, that's the most important part of the process with him, getting an actual feel for who he is, how he is, and how he's going to respond to things. I feel like the same can be said about Rodgers. If you can get him in, if he's been humbled by the scenario, and you can get him in a scenario where you tell him point blank, listen, you're the quarterback until the kid's ready. Kid may be ready in week 3. Kid may be ready at the end of the year. Kid may not be ready at all this year.
And who knows the side deals? They're like, listen, if you get this kid ready in 6 weeks, it's like, we'll will match some of your guarantee, or who knows?
They're not. I don't think they do that part of it there.
But back in like a bonus.
John Mara is too cheap to give a large Coke out, let alone. I look at the scenario and I say, you know what? If you can get Aaron Rodgers on a team-friendly deal, that's the one scenario that I would be okay with it. If it's a team-friendly deal and Russell Wilson and Justin Fields weren't available and Matt Stafford's not available and you're down to Aaron Rodgers or somebody who's a basic career backup, a Mariota, Jacoby Brissett.
And it's I don't want to sign this guy to a multi-year deal. It's like, hey, one and done, or 1 year guaranteed, maybe 2 years.
I would say I would give him a 2-year deal with a 1 year guarantee. I would go that route personally, because it allows him to save some face as well. You know, but I don't know. It's like I want to believe Aaron Rodgers would be different because it would solve a lot of the Giants' problems. Let's be very frank about that. It would solve a hell of a lot of the Giants' problems. You get a legit starter you can have come in because he's still a legit starter of this league. I still think that. It's crazy to say at his age, but keep in mind he didn't play till later on because he sat behind Favre for a few years. That also helps.
Yep. And he also sat
42 with the body of a 39-year-old.
Yeah.
You know, and coming off a big injury, he didn't look bad. 1 more year removed, does he look better? Does he look the same? Yeah. Because he got the drop a little bit in age, but the up a little bit in health. You don't know. But don't tell me Aaron Rodgers' play on the field last year wasn't 10 times better than anything the Giants got.
Yes, that's fair to say.
So if you think you're going to not have the personality issues and you have that clear discussion with them up front of this is the expectations, it's almost like handing him an employee handbook. Like, here's the expectations. You will be at the mandatory practices. You will be someone who mentors and understands that this kid's going to follow you around like a puppy dog. You're going to share your knowledge. You're going to teach him how you prep for games. You're going to be aware that eventually he's probably going to take your job this season. And when that happens, you're not going to cause an issue. And if you're okay, can agree to all that stuff, we'll sign you to a 1 year deal or a 2 years, 1 year guaranteed.
Yeah.
The second you act up, your ass is gone.
Yep, and put that in the contract too. Like, listen, we don't want you like coming out there causing any issues or troubles to the tabloids. Like
I really think his image took such a hit this past year. And let's be very frank, he doesn't look like it at times, especially with his haircut and the stuff he is. Like, he's not the trendy guy, but he cares about how people perceive him.
Yeah.
He really does. And he's not being perceived very well because of all the BS he's been pulling. And sometimes that changes a person. And sometimes, quite frankly, it changes them for selfish reasons.
Yeah, or sometimes they double down.
Yeah. Like, sometimes
I was a-hole before. Watch me now.
Yep.
Watch me nay.
But sometimes they just fake being good for a year just to go ahead and rebuild their image. And I don't even care if it's real or fake. I just care that it happens. I don't need him to be a changed person. I don't need him to be a great person. I don't care about him like that. It's a 1 year deal. Not to be cruel about it. Like, I hope he does better himself and get visited by 3 ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. But
fruitcakes for everyone.
In the end, it's not going to change my life either way.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we'll see. I think it could be worse. It could be worse.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please